with family. They love the family, they love the movies. Film with family.
Hello and welcome to Film with Family. I'm Zach.
And I'm Austin.
And we are two cousins who like to talk about movies.
Yes, we are.
And today we return to the Funderdome.
Gary.
The Funderdome. We're pitting two fun movies against each other once again after the huge success of last month's episode where we pitted The Birdcage versus The Cat in the Hat. Now, it's Shaolin Soccer versus Kung Fu Hustle.
We're chowing down with a double feature from Stephen Chow. A little fun fu or kung fun.
Kung Fun. Yeah.
And joining us today, we have Zach's father, Mark Zweifler, and Zach's brother, Caleb Zweifler.
It's psyched up. I know I was been talking about us reviewing this Kung Fu Hustle movie for a long time, and it's cool to be back on the pod.
I think this was a request of yours from a long time ago.
Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah. I was always never the big devotee of the Shaolin Soccer, but I think I only saw the tail end of it. Well, I knew the boys were into that one, but when I first saw the Kung Fu Hustle at the theater, it definitely, or I think it was at the theater, pretty sure it blew me away for sure. It was like, wow, this is something different.
Yeah, incredible film. So I wanted to define who has what movie. So Mark, you're in the Kung Fu Hustle corner.
That's true.
And Caleb, you've taken Shaolin Soccer.
Yeah, I mean,
look at it. He's starting to get weak in the knees.
He's
After
intimidated.
just seeing it.
No, it's like I feel like it's like a Tupac Biggie conversation where I started out with Tupac, and so like I feel like I have allegiance to that, but then I discovered Biggie later, and I really love that too. And I don't feel like you have to choose because they're both Stephen Chow films, but yeah, as far as which one I have the most history, and probably if gun to my head, I would go with Shaolin Soccer.
Gotcha. Yeah, so how did this happen? So Zach, you were saying that like originally it was going to be just Kung Fu Hustle and have both of them on, but then Caleb, you were like, no, we got to do Shaolin Soccer instead. And so this actually kind of birthed the idea of the matchup, the Funderdome.
Yeah, I remember, I think we were like on the way to a concert or something. Was the African guitarist
Yeah, the guy who really shreds from North Africa. Yeah.
Umdu Mokhtar. I feel like maybe we were all going to that show last year, and then I think on the way, I feel like Caleb and Dad were getting into the debate about Shaolin Soccer versus Kung Fu Hustle, and I was like, "Wait, this is a podcast right here.
This is gold, man. This is podcast gold."
Save it for the pod.
Yeah, we got to fight this out over the mic." But it just came out naturally. So,
well, can we hear a little bit of what that argument was like, or what was the debate there?
I can't imagine. It's probably pretty off the cuff.
Yeah, I was surprised really because it's a fact. I mean, on rewatch, I know it's a fact. I mean, the Shaolin Soccer is an earlier effort, and it's fun in that it is, he's still learning his craft, and Kung Fu Hustle is at a whole different level, more money, better, and more. In the story holds together a lot better. The Shaolin Soccer thing, there's some. They tried some things. Oh well, that didn't quite work. We'll keep on moving. We don't have time to shoot another scene there.
Yeah.
But they both have some fun. There's definitely commonalities for sure. That's cool. About his worldview, and I'm very impressed with that guy. That's for sure.
yeah, what's nice about it is like it's kind of Miyazaki in the sense that like he has movies that are catered for kids or younger people, and then ones that Kung Fu Hustle is obviously, I mean, it's still immature, but it's definitely it's rated R and like more, it's way darker.
Yeah.
And Shaolin Soccer just has this very kid-like charm to it, and the humor in it is so endearing and lovable.
Mm-hmm.
Kung Fu Hustle is lovable as well, but it's a grittier just tone. It depends what your mood would be, I would say.
There's some of that is true, but it's also, man, I laughed more for Kung Fu Hustle than I did Shaolin Soccer. So I mean that lady, she's so funny as hell.
The fat lady?
Yeah, she's so great. The landlady, she's just so funny, man. She just cracked me
I'm
up.
not judging. That's actually her name in the movie. Is the fat lady.
Yeah, I heard she wasn't even an actress, or they just like she just had the look with a cigarette in her mouth, and Stephen Chow cast her.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I
awesome,
heard
man.
that
She's
too.
great. She's great.
Before we get into the movies, I thought we should do a little family catch up because we're in the middle of a giant undertaking. Or Mark, you are kind of leading the charge with emptying out 1706 and moving everything to various parts of the country. I just wanted to check in and see how that's going, and curious how if you've like uncovered any hidden gems in the attic or whatever.
Uh, well, I definitely have been sifting through a lot. I'm not really, yeah, you read the letters, and Shawnee Man found a cool block print that was like behind a, a chair when he was out there, and
Mm,
yeah, I see stuff. I keep on trying to pawn it off. I hate the idea of throwing the stuff away. Honestly, I'm just trying to
hmm.
give Caleb this cool. I'm not sure if I think it's either African or some Afro-Caribbean, this cool little figurine with a guy beating on a drum with a drumstick. I said, man, this is you, Caleb, with a badass fedora. And he did, he's smarter than me, but it just kills me to throw stuff away, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And and we've done really well. There's some things that are, there's a ton of stuff. We did 2 truckloads full of books, just books.
Wow. Did that go to the university or where did all that go?
Goodwill,
Oh,
just
okay.
I mean, I mean, we gave away a lot of nice ones. You tried really hard to get people to look through. It was
Hmm.
funny. Caleb, you were there. Where Usman and Yasmin came over when Rian and Natanya are on their last night before they came back just a couple weeks ago,
Hmm.
and we had just carted off all these books, and there was just like some stragglers that we had. It was more that we just had forgotten to throw in the bag before putting in the truck. And Usman's going, "Oh, can I have this? Oh, this is such a great book,"
Yeah.
And we go, "Oh shoot, we should have held it out." But Rian was right. He said, "Oh no, it's a blessing. If you probably would have had to get a roof rack to take all the books you wanted and stuff." So.
Yeah,
But
seriously.
yeah, that's some cool stuff. Yep, poetry. I've got some poems by Robert Frost I'm reading, and reading some poems by our neighbor. So I never read poetry really.
Nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so is that what this road trip is about that you're going on with Zach?
It is dropping off furniture. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, wow.
there's a couple desks that are coming to Chicago, and at least one rug, I believe. Yeah, and I know at least one rug for your mom, and I'm not sure if Rian's got a rug on her order list. And then, yeah, those are the main things. And a bookshelf. There's this bookshelf that Rian wanted that was in mom's room. So,
Mm,
a lot of it's the economics of it are pretty sketchy, but it just I don't know. For me, I, it's a part of this process. It's tough for me to do
hmm.
this,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Well, we all appreciate you putting in the time and doing it. Somebody's got to do it.
your aunties in particular are a little frustrated with me because they feel like I'm not just letting it go and letting the crew come in and start tossing stuff, and that may be what will happen. But yeah, I've been very loath to go that way because I didn't want to lose something that I cared about.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's the household you grew up in. There's
yeah,
tons of history
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
I was saying it was the lonesome dove journey, taking
Yeah.
the
yeah.
casket back.
Sort of. Yeah, there's some parallels for sure. But it'll be great. Yeah,
We're planning to get down all the way to Fresno, all the way to California.
So is that the route? What do you guys
yeah,
like?
Chicago, Denver. Probably. We'll see how much we can do. We won't do more, try to kill ourselves, but we want to get across the country as expeditiously as possible. Spend a day in Chicago, hopefully, leave early in the morning, try to get there early and, hang out and sleep up, wake up early the next day, see if we can make it all the way to Denver in one shot. I mean, I know it's possible. It's
Mhm.
not fun. It's grueling, like a 15, 16 hour
Yeah.
son of a bitch. But anyway, so if we can't, we can't. And then try to do the same in Denver, hang for a spell and enjoy and try to rest up. And then take a couple days to get to Fresno. I was
Nice.
kind of thinking southwestern Utah would be a cool place to stop. It's really pretty in there.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't be so crazy about it. I mean, Utah is awesome. We should probably take a day in Utah at least just to do some hiking, Zach. Now that I think about it.
Yeah. Well, I did a similar road trip a couple years ago and went to Arches. That
Yeah,
was pretty cool.
pretty cool. That place is awesome, man. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, there's other places in Utah I haven't been to. It's an incredible state, I know. But anyways, but on the other hand, we both want to spend as much time as possible in California, and
Are you just like putting everything in a U-Haul and just
yeah,
trucking it across?
yeah, that's the idea. So for me, I got to sort of figure out they got really big trucks. I'd really rather not drive their biggest truck. I want to be very careful about what I take and whatnot. It's sort of frustrating, but yeah, I want to be real careful about that. I'd like to get away with as small as possible, but we'll see what that is. Like I worry about, yeah, where the fuck am I going to park a truck in Chicago? You guys are going to have to like scope it out and tell me, where's a place I could park. It's a real concern actually. I mean, I guess you can double park while quickly unload a couple things, but then
Well,
yes,
That's the update.
yeah,
there's
that's
the
yeah.
update. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go chronologically with these movies, and maybe let's start off with Shaolin Soccer.
From
I
2001.
Mm.
I had never seen this movie,
Nice.
and so this was a joy to see. Caleb, since this is your movie, why don't you give us a little bit of a background on it?
Yeah, I'll give what I know. I didn't really do any research, but
Well,
Do you
yeah, I
remember
mean,
when you
like
first
just
saw it?
yeah, yeah.
yeah, this is definitely. Did we like see this from the library or something? How did we even see this? Because we saw it in Stockbridge, but
Well,
maybe
I
when
read
mom was
that
renting movies.
it was really hard to see in the early 2000s. Like it basically was pirated for years because Miramax refused to release it for like 2 or 3 years. So that actually like strengthened its word of mouth and made it like more of like a kind of a cult classics, and people were like searching for copies of it. So I would be surprised if you guys had a copy of it before 2003 or 2004.
I just wonder. Yeah, I mean, we definitely didn't get it right when it came out. We saw it after it had come out, but like I'm just wondering how. I don't remember anyone telling us about it. I think we just got lucky. Maybe we saw the cover and the name of it, and like
You were into soccer, you were into kung fu, man. It was like a match. I mean, not a whole lot of mystery there, I don't think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but where
sure.
would we have found it?
Maybe it was
Yeah,
at the library or
yeah,
something,
it must
or
have
at the
been.
Blockbuster, the rental place where mom would go, or something like
In
that.
any case, we got lucky.
I feel like we saw Kung Fu Hustle as a family in theaters, and maybe
Mhm.
from that we knew who Stephen Chow was and retroactively sought out
Oh,
Shaolin Soccer.
that's a different way of looking at it. So the
Good
first one was
theory.
the Kung Fu Hustle.
That's how I think it
Yeah.
happened, but
Okay.
it's been a
Could
minute.
be right. I do remember watching Kung Fu Hustle in the theater.
Yeah, yeah, we all
And
watched it together. Yeah.
but yeah, before I get magnetized into talking about that,
Yeah.
I just remember definitely resonated with kind of how my brain worked, especially when I was, a teenager or in my early 20s, just like absurdist humor and just like an insane energy and also like a level of craft and technique. And the thing that like always impressed me about that movie from the beginning, even if the special effects, especially in Shaolin Soccer, look kind of dated now, they also look kind of weirdly impressive too, because
Yeah.
the way that they
Yeah.
like the rotation and the trajectory and the tangent that the ball takes when it's hit with this extreme force.
I was thinking the same thing with those nice hooks, just the way the soccer ball actually behaves when somebody really rips it. That was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
very realistic, and the hits have just, I mean, that's a stylistic thing that they retain in Kung Fu Hustle and even upped, like, but just an almost anime level ridiculousness to how hard things are getting hit, and
Mhm.
loved that so much. And there's not really, you can see where he'll like kind of make little choreography nods to certain things. Like I was noticing, uh, it's hard to not talk about these movies at the same time, but
Mm.
No, it's okay. Mix
you
it
can
up.
tell that Stephen Chow is like not only a very skilled martial artist, but he's studied the classics and has an awareness of kung fu like cinema, because he'll reference things and like outfits and do his own twists on things.
Well, he's
But
got Bruce Lee in Shaolin Soccer, or a guy portraying a
Right.
Bruce Lee figure.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I think honestly, just the fact that they somehow were like to make the fighting and the choreography so entertaining, and I'd never really seen humor like that from kung fu movies or any kind of Eastern film.
Yeah.
It's like it reminded me a lot of Monty Python, just like funny, smart, funny, stupid, funny, great of comedic acting and timing and theatrics and just like selling the bit. Both of the movies still hilarious.
Yeah. And it looked like they were having fun making it too, which comes off.
Yeah, like the scene where it's for no explicit reason, they're getting their ass kicked on the soccer field, and then it changes into like a war. He's in, combat gear and going under a barbed wire fence with this like a World War II walkie-talkie and shit. It's like, okay, what the fuck's going on here, man? That
Yeah.
was great. I like that for sure.
There's even a little conclave nod in there. He's like, "This is a war."
Oh yeah, soccer is a war. Yeah, a nod before conclave even existed.
Yeah, a couple of bits that I don't usually take notes for movies, but like ones that I had forgotten or just maybe are even funnier now. But the accountant guy, I don't remember what his name was, but the stomach specialty move, like his character was so hilarious, and I loved when they first show him at that first game before they like kind of unlock their chi, and he's just doing these ridiculous heavy jukes on the guy that's not responding at all, and he's just like doing the same body fake.
Yeah.
He does it like 3 separate times exactly the same, and just the sheer slapstick physical humor of that, so funny to me.
I forgot Caleb, that you were kind of a soccer star in your youth. You used to love playing soccer. You were really good, right?
Yeah, I wasn't the star, but I was like reliable.
He
I
was the
was
cat.
that.
He was the captain or a co-captain of his team his senior year. Yeah.
Yeah, I was good, but like usually the stars are. And I was midfielder. I would set people up. Like I said,
Mm.
I was not bad, but stars a bit much. I knew some people that I feel like had star quality, but definitely enough to
You're a humble
appreciate the
warrior.
shit out of this movie. Yeah, it does a great job of like nailing the appeal of some of those like quick panning shots down the field when they're running and
Mhm.
leading each other with those crosses.
Mhm.
And
Well, how about playing hacky sack with an egg? How about that?
yeah,
That's pretty
Yeah, that's
freaking
great.
incredible.
Yeah,
well, that
that's
was
really
definitely
funny.
CGI, but that was funny.
It was a real
Um,
egg, Caleb.
I think it's in the when they do their first professional game, maybe, and he is lining up to do the kickoff, and he just drills it from half field, and
Yeah.
it goes in, and the guys don't respond at all, and his celebration is so like exuberant. And, like there's no fans or anything, and he's just like freaking out, and then just the
Does it
juxtaposition.
again.
Yeah, they
Does it
keep doing it,
again.
and it
Does it
gets
again.
more celebration each time, even though it's like, usually the level of celebration is proportional to how difficult it was, whereas like they offered no resistance, but he had complete ownership of how much joy he got out of like getting those goals every time, regardless of how easy it was. Like,
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah, I feel like that's like the comedic apex of the whole movie is that little chunk. It's just so funny to see him like and then hugging his teammates and just like so easily like getting these insane goals. It's incredible. But yeah,
Yeah.
Caleb, do you have can you make an attempt at saying what the plot of this movie is? It's kind of hard to, but maybe you
Pin it
can give
down
a
to you.
shot for our listeners.
I mean, I think the similar motif I noticed with both of them is that he spends a decent amount of time setting up all his characters.
Yeah.
Like he's got like
It's like an assembly.
his fellowship, and he like
Mhm.
sets them up so you could see like what their sort of superhero alias is. And really, what I didn't think about until watching again recently, like I feel like the whole point of the movie is that the main character, the Stephen Chow, the director, and the lead guy, they're like he's super impassioned about kung fu, and he's just like a bum on the street, but uh, he wants it to become a ubiquitous thing. It's like all these people he's seeing on the street, if they knew kung fu, like that chick wouldn't have slipped on the banana, or this guy could get all of his work done way faster, or this person could park their car just by like doing it like
Just pushing
some
it.
kind of palm like force move.
Yeah.
And I really just like he wants to share his passion for kung fu and wants everyone to be able to enjoy it and utilize how it could like improve their lives. And I've never really thought that was about it. It ends up, everyone kind of has their own motives in terms of there's the coaches that have this like sort of Cain and Abel backstory, but it's about soccer and kung fu and fun. Yeah, let's bring it back to fun. It's definitely fun. Shaolin Soccer is one of the funnest movies ever.
So what is Shaolin? Like, is it a specific type of kung fu, or is it just like another name for kung fu, or do we
Well,
know?
well, I think it's like a name of a temple in China where the
Mm,
monks practiced kung fu. I'm sure there's some point in reality, but it's a huge,
mm,
strong genre
mm,
that, believe me,
mm.
Donna and I saw plenty of in Jamaica. A
Oh,
lot of
really?
Shaolin Temple movies, man. Those they would always bring down the house every time, man.
Yeah.
The place where we lived, they called it Grier's Power Lawn. It doubled sometimes as a school in the daytime. When kids would come over and Lorna, Herbie's sister, would teach them, but in the evening time they'd bring this. A couple times a week, this guy named Shorty would come in with his projector and his reels, and it would almost always be Shaolin this or Shaolin that, and people would hoot and holler for it. So, anyways, long tradition of Shaolin.
Yeah.
I think the general theme from the many Shaolin movies that I've seen is it's kind of like the vehicle for these stories of these kids that either come out of poverty or some kind of like adversity, or like their village getting burned down, and it's like these kids that have nothing, and they go to these places to learn martial arts, and through like that and the discipline and kind of there's sort of a philosophical underpinning to all of it that like makes them stronger people, and they can go back and conquer things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like got some Buddhism connection.
Yeah, but they are definitely known for having crazy training. Like still to this day, the monks that train some of those traditional things, they're doing just wild stuff, like doing front flips off your forehead, and like just crazy strength and endurance, stamina sort of exercises.
Yeah. So yeah, like going back to that scene where he's kind of like explaining how Shaolin could affect like everyday work and tasks. He talks about the fusion of the mind and the foot, and then they goes into the Bruce Lee stuff. And correct me if I'm wrong, he's kind of just like trying to figure out a way to
make a
express buck. Well, yeah, and express kung fu, or that idea that everyone can do it kind of thing, just through any vehicle. And soccer is just like one of the things that comes to mind.
Or making sticky buns.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another great scene, is when he meets the girl that makes the steamed buns.
Yeah, she does. She's mixing the flour and the water, and then just like with a beautiful hand motion makes the sign of the Tao. Yeah.
Yeah, makes the yin yang sign, and it's so much fun. I love that scene. She does that, and then like you look over and it's the main character, and he's like, "Hey!"
I think when he bursts in a song, that is a great one.
Yeah, this is the way that I express, admiration and respect. It's by singing.
I want to play that clip really quick because it's just so funny.
Yeah, I just rewatched that scene before we got on the Zoom here because I love that bit.
So this girl does this incredible acrobatics with the sticky buns, and then she stops, and then you just see the guy staring at her, and this is what he is. He's just singing at her, trying to impress her.
Doing a little dance move.
But the lyrics that he's singing are hilarious.
What is he saying again? This one had just to translate.
I tell you what, it's like appreciation. Yeah, singing is appreciation. You're master. Yet you're a master of kung fu, and
the word choice is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have this scene like just a couple of minutes later where they're zooming in on everybody's eyeballs, and there's just like a little like explosion of flame in everybody's eyes, and then they just bust out into this flash mob. Like
those dance scene stuff.
They caught
really
the fire.
Cool. Yeah.
我朱玉佬何嘗唔想成為一個偉大嘅舞蹈家？
Is that the fat lady?
It's like the same character, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is like a Michael Jackson like Thriller kind of send up.
The music though, it's so cheesy. Striking the poses. Great. But anyways, getting off track. Caleb, you want to keep going with the plot bop?
Yeah, I mean, it's about those things, and it's also, I feel like the heart of it is that there's a scene where he's looking at a picture of him and his friends when they were back in the temple and training kung fu together, and they were young and like happy, and like he has to recollect them from where their lives are now, and everyone's just trying to get by, working these shitty jobs, except for the accountant guy who's doing okay, but like he's not enjoying just like the way things used to be, and through the vehicle of soccer, they're just having fun together again and doing what they do really well. And so it's got like this heartwarming kind of like looking back, time with your friends.
Yeah.
And every character in it is super memorable and badass in their own way and funny, and it's their own style.
Yeah. So you're talking about the like all the different superheroes that kind of assemble together. You've got the
Golden, big guy.
You got Golden Leg, who was kind of he's like the first story is basically he gets like
that's
hit
Stephen
with
Chow.
Is that Stephen Chow?
Golden Leg's the coach.
Yeah, that actually to rain on your parade or be the fly in a soup or to set up that Kung Fu Hustle wins the fun thing. I think that was an opportunity missed, that coach thing. It didn't go anywhere. There was opportunity there. I was expecting him to show some superpower, but it never really did that. So I felt like that was a swing and a miss on that one myself.
Yeah, like kind of towards the end, like when they're like, "Oh, we're down a player," I was like, "Oh, Golden Leg's gonna come out."
That's what I thought. No,
He's like crippled though.
But so what? It's Stephen Chow. He could have done whatever he wanted.
Yeah,
but that's how he put together the romance. So it brought it full circle with the romance.
There you go.
There's both of his movies really are like love stories at the end of it. It's about getting with the girl.
Yep.
Stephen Chow gets with the girl. That's every time.
So yeah, he does a lot. You can look at him on different levels, but really you just got to sit back, enjoy the ride, and just not take things too seriously and just like admire the goofiness of it. But yeah, we weren't the only ones that. I actually have a friend from Ohio who made a post on social media wide, like asking if anyone had a copy of Shaolin Soccer because he wanted to digitize it. And I was like, I got it. I got it like way back in the day. And people who know about it is good as hell. If you even if you just like soccer, you're going to love it. But if you have any other persuasion that way, it's such a rewarding movie.
Are there any bonus features on that DVD you got?
I was going to ask the exact same question.
There probably is. I haven't dug into it recently. There has to be. I know there's a gag reel at the end of the credits, but that's probably on all of them.
Oh, you got to do the gag reel.
Anyway, so yeah, the last scene is great in that movie where they go back to the scene of the fancy lady in the high heels, falling on the banana peel, and then in the end, the badass, high tone lady does the beautiful kung fu and lands on her feet, and said, "All right, he did it. He converted the whole town."
Yeah. But yeah, so I was trying to think of like what are all the guys on the team. So you've got Steel Leg, who is Stephen Chow, right?
Yeah.
And then you got
Ironhead.
Yeah. And I love how they introduce Ironhead with like the two of them in the bar singing that stupid song.
Yeah, they got a little Shaolin song that they sing together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about when thinking about how much fun they're having, because they're literally like cracking up while they're singing this song. It feels
and they just keep it in the movie too.
Yeah, it feels like it should be an outtake, but they're having a great time.
You gotta play a little bit of it.
少林功夫醒，好好嘢，少林功夫勁。
Yeah, you can tell they're like actually laughing.
咁講佢係鐵頭哥。
Are they doing California Dreaming?
We got the synchronized dance moves.
The weird bald caps they're wearing. So funny.
Trying to get everybody to get up and dance with him.
Yeah, the movie like feels like a musical almost at the beginning, but then they kind of drop the songs once they actually get into the soccer bit.
So then, so we meet Ironhead, and then we've got like the belly guy.
You got the big guy. I forgot what his name is. The big fat
small brother or something.
Little brother or something.
Small brother.
Weight.
Yeah, might be small brother.
And what is he? What is his power? He can like jump really high?
Jumps really high, and he's strong.
Yeah, he can float, which is funny because he's fat.
I
don't think a fat guy could move like that.
Oh, the goalie rules, yeah.
The goalie's the Bruce Lee guy, and he's in like the gold Bruce Lee outfit. He looks great.
The Kill Bill outfit, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird because they like. I mean, I didn't even watch. I knew like sort of Saturday cartoon animes, but I wasn't on it like Drew was. But there's such a like anime presentation, and some of the like real physical confrontations, like when the super evil goalie is introduced and he just gives him the ball and he's like, let's go, and he's like giving him everything he got, and it's just like nothing, like it's so dramatic and over the top, which is weird because Chow's definitely Chinese. I mean, not that they would be in like a total culture bubble, but I don't know any like Chinese cartoons that would present that way, so maybe he just like had anime on the side or something.
Yeah, I read on the Wikipedia that he was inspired by a Japanese manga called Captain Tsubasa, which is like a soccer manga.
Oh, nice.
So he was reading Japanese stuff for sure. He's getting his influences from everywhere.
Yeah, that makes me think he nailed that on a level that like Scott Pilgrim really did, where they're taking a comic book and making it somehow come across in a movie setting.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking about Scott Pilgrim with both of these movies, just like in the setup of the character, their special power, and then like you've got like the clearly defined like enemy and the different like teams that they face and how they have like a specific thing, like you got like the girls with the mustache and I love all that.
Yeah, Edgar Wright said he did name this movie as an influence on Scott Pilgrim specifically. So
really?
That's what it says on Wikipedia. So
there you
gotta
go.
Believe it.
Yeah,
Makes
there
sense.
you go.
I've never even seen the Scott Pilgrim movie. So is that an old one?
Classic. No, well, it's older.
It's a Michael Cera movie. One of Drew's favorites. He's got a T-shirt of it.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw it for the first time last year, and I was blown away. I had no idea what it was about, and so when it all kind of like starts erupting in these like martial arts, like really over dramatic, cartoonish scenes, I was like, "Whoa, no idea."
This is fun.
This is really fun. Yeah, it's high on the funometer for sure.
At the end of the day, too, it comes back to, I mean, all of his guys are really good, but Stephen Chow himself, like, you just have to, like, you can tell when someone has good form and technique, and it just, to make it look good, it's just like any other filming principle. Like, something has to be huge to look even normal. So to make like a punch or a kick look really expressive, you have to be so flexible and so good. There's a level of practical effects in those things. Obviously, they do a lot of wire work and cool shit like that, but you have to be agile as hell to do the stuff he does. He's awesome.
Yeah, I love those like kicks and punches that just come like really close to their face, and then it's like wind. Yeah. So good.
Yeah, so many great visual gags in both of these movies. It is a lot of fun to watch. You have to admit it.
You gotta admit, it's very fun.
but the guy has the ball in his stomach, and they're all just dogpiling him, and he's just like crawling over the goal line with the ball like stuck in his gut, and just like technically that's like
not allowed.
Well,
Well,
no,
I don't know.
he's not using his
not
hands,
like,
he's not using his feet. That you
Yeah,
can do that technically.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Because there's that one scene where the goalie throws the ball into the other goal.
Yeah.
And I was
You
like,
can do that.
You
can you do that?
No one can throw that far though.
Yeah. That's, you were talking 110 yards with a sucker.
Or if they
more
did, that like the guy would catch it. But like,
Yeah.
so
I also
good.
love the moment of the guy getting slide tackled by like multiple guys, like at the
Yeah,
same
they're all
time. They all
going.
converge. It's just a great shot.
Yeah, it's a great shot. And then you've got the breakdance guy, I think he's my favorite.
Hook leg.
Yeah, is he doing some like capoeira there or like what? Like
That's more of like I think that's called a coffee grinder move. It's definitely a breakdancing thing. In Tekken, you can do that move, but there's not really anyone in capoeira that actually does that.
Yeah,
but it is
very-
sweet. I like how they implemented it.
yeah, it's very Eddie Gordo.
Yeah, I was thinking a lot about the movie that Caleb made, or me and Caleb worked on, Master of Invincible Belly Button, while watching this movie.
What is that? I don't know if I've seen that.
No, it's epic, man.
Well, there's kind of two movies. The first one I didn't have involvement with, but they both star Caleb as a kung fu master guy.
Wasn't Julian in one of those, Caleb?
Yeah, he did a great job. That was a college film project, and a guy in there, Mike Zhang, was a kung fu movie like aficionado, and so it was his idea, and he directed it, and I did all the choreography, and we just kind of threw it together really quick, but it turned out really good. And then I had another like advanced art and narrative class where I tried to do a sequel where I was directing it, and it was just all over the place, and there was
It was
some
more
good
ambitious
fights.
of a story.
Yeah, it tried to do too much. I think that was the wisdom of the first one. So I ended up condensing that into like a trailer. So a lot of some of the interesting things aren't there, but a lot of it was just garbage on my part. We're just like, what am I doing over here? But the fight scenes are funny. Definitely influenced with Chow stuff.
Well, we'll have to throw a YouTube link in the comments.
I think it's on
you
Vimeo.
get a kick out of it. It's funny.
A kick?
A punch?
a golden kick, perhaps?
Yeah, are there any other scenes we want to shout out about Shaolin Soccer before we move on to Kung Fu Hustle?
Oh, one bit that just killed me was when he sees his brother again, and he's like, my shoe's looking kind of dirty right now, I maybe should clean my fucking shoe. He doesn't say fuck it, but he's just trying to like disgrace him because he's an asshole now, and all the other guys, because they come from these like super poor like villages, are like, oh, I'm great at shining shoes, and they're all like fighting to try and like clean the guy's shoe, and it's kind of stupid when you just break it down like that. But it also has like a Far Side. They're like almost single panel jokes that are just so well done because everyone's committing to them.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of shots of his blown out like shoes that he wears. Like the shoes are kind of an important element of the story somehow.
Yeah,
it's also quite endearing. Although it's a little bit over the top, but the way the romance that he just loves this girl who's not looking pretty. Just like ridiculously so, that somehow she's got this terrible skin condition and she can go someplace and then it's all gone. But anyways, so he really took it to the hilt, but that when they first meet, that he just said, no, you're so great, you're so beautiful, and then that story of him being an asshole, typical man thing, and then anyways, that was is a cool
And she
thing that
shows up at the end,
yeah,
bald.
absolutely,
And he's
absolutely.
like,
Like,
"You look
holy,
like ET."
yeah, and then said they'd be kind of like, yeah, that was weird too. That that he was that it didn't. It
Yeah, he
was not
treated her pretty badly.
yeah, but in the end they get married. So what are you gonna do? So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as clean of a romantic arc as Kung Fu Hustle. It's a little, maybe I feel like that's maybe the weakest spot of Shaolin Soccer is that
Hmm.
romance.
there's a
Just
lot of
because it's
things.
a little up and down and not
Yeah,
consistent.
yeah, but he definitely does not. I mean, it's sort of the flip, you could say, with. I mean, in Shaolin Soccer, even though he's the real humble dude, he's always sort of at the beginning he's heroic, and
Hmm.
then he reveals himself to be a bit of an asshole before he sort of wakes up at to some
Hmm.
extent. While in the Kung Fu Hustle, it's the other thing. He goes the other way. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
What would
interesting.
he do that was an asshole? I thought he just was. She like said that was admitting that she loved him, and he was like, "Oh no, like we're friends forever, but I don't love you."
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
He's like, "I
yeah.
like you, like we're like," and I think
Well,
I
that
don't know.
isn't doesn't that? Have you ever had somebody do that to you, Caleb?
Well,
It
I
It's
happens.
mean,
a way to
that's
rip
not
your heart out.
really an asshole. I feel like he was being like honest and but
Well, yeah, well, but
the
the
and
implication, well,
sh
yeah, she could read it different ways, but the implication was that he was that somehow, in the matter of the couple days of a tournament, he would go from sort of a humble dude to sort of a, entitled, jerk star. I mean, the time frame is like super compressed. When the matter
Hmm.
goes from being a down and out to he's cool, soccer star dude. That's how I read it.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
not very respectful to her when she shows
Yeah,
up with the bald head. It's like he's
yeah,
like, you look like an idiot.
yeah,
Why'd you shave your head? You look dumb.
I
yeah.
think that was I read that as one of those moments where like there's times where the movie steps out of itself and it's just like we're just gonna say something that's funny right now, but
Hmm.
uh
But it's weird because he leads her on so much, and like obviously, like she's her character
Mm.
isn't used to like compliments, and like
Yeah.
feels like she's really ugly, and he keeps saying, you're so beautiful," and then she kind of like takes all this time to like beautify herself and impress him, and then he's like, "Eh."
Well. Not only that, the way that they first did it was well done. With too much makeup on, and she looked, like totally unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was there was some cool, definitely some aspects of the romantic thing that were really cool for sure. Yeah,
Mm.
and but anyways, yeah, that's Shaolin Soccer.
Well, I wanted to
You
talk
went,
a little bit about the Team Evil because I just love how it's like they're just clearly like the bad guys. They
yeah,
have
no
like
doubt
the
about it.
like the underwater lab, like where they're like testing the soccer players and stuff, and then there's the one great because like at the end the big evil team is like they're good competitors against the Shaolin guys. And there's that one scene where they like kick the ball at the goal and they like it stops for like 2 minutes where he like calls his wife on his like little Nokia phone. He's like, I'm about to die. I just want to tell you
That's
I
how I
love
love.
you. Or no, he like confesses his love to
Well,
like a
someone that
married
he
woman.
doesn't
Yeah.
realize it's the husband. He said, "Oh
Yeah.
well, when your wife gets home, tell her that I said that."
Yeah, that I'm confessing
That
my
was pretty
love to her.
ballsy. I
Yeah.
thought that.
That was
Yeah,
great.
yeah. Please pass that on to your wife when she gets home too. That
Yeah.
was pretty
yeah, the
funny.
framing and the lighting in that scene is great. It's so like just coming from the heart. Like
Yeah. It's just like
it's
that side shot, and you
yeah.
like just like the look of the Nokia phone too, just having that brick phone is so funny.
Yeah, and shots or like soccer balls like catching on fire and blowing people's clothes off and stuff. This is fun.
Yeah, the tornado kick at the end where it just like blows up the whole field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, And the evil team too. It's like what did you give them? Is like American drugs. Yeah, that's good stuff.
They're really getting the shit beat out of them. Like they're like all like, aren't they slowly getting like they're getting taken out of the game? Like each one is like just getting felled, and it's like, how are we gonna do this?
Yeah,
yeah, like they're gonna get disqualified if they don't find another player because so many are getting critically injured. Or it's a great final showdown for sure.
Super epic.
I also noticed in the credits there's a song called "Kick in the Future" composed by Jackie Chan. It's not spelled I-E, it's spelled Y, Jack Y Chan. But I was like, is that Jackie Chan?
I bet there's 500,000 Jackie Chans.
No, but Jack, then a Y, it seems like it could have been a pseudonym there for him. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
He's a man of many talents.